We are three guys, and I gotta tell you, we love the outdoors. Every year for the last 10 years, we have made a journey to somewhere, and the journey continues in 2012. This year, the journey brought us back to the Grand Canyon. On a previous journey, we have walked from the North Rim to the South Rim in one day. And this is something that the Park Service would say, you're gonna die if you do that. This year, the challenge was to go from the South Rim to the North Rim, or back to back. So sit back and enjoy the journey. So we arrived at the Grand Canyon, raring to go. And we went to the rim to check it out. It's a beautiful day. And as the sun went down, we went off to a great dinner. The next morning, we were ready. Everything had been meticulously laid out. I wore my very best shoes. And we went by bus to be delivered to the beginning of the trail, the Kaibab Trail. And here we are lined up, ready to roll. What a beautiful morning. The sun was just coming up, and we saw what was ahead of us, and off we went. So it was just absolutely gorgeous running down the canyon with the sun coming up. In fact, Sammy and I had to stop several times just to admire the view.
Like David said, it was a beautiful morning. I didn't want it to go anywhere. But you gotta do what you gotta do. So I followed David. I knew if I stayed close to him, I'd be okay.
So early on the journey, I'm thinking, is it possible I can get a lead? I better get going.
When he's thinking about getting ahead, I know I have to stay close to him.
But the journey is young, and we take some photos together before we continue on. And then we get going again. Back at it.
I could see David. I knew he was getting closer to the tunnel where you cross the bridge. And he slowed down, and that was my time to catch up with him.
So finally we arrived at Phantom Ranch, and Sammy and I thought we had a nice lead on Bob. When lo and behold, we look around, and here he comes. Unbelievable. And so we all resupply ourselves. But now the gloves are off.
And he meant it. Here they go, and I'm right behind them.
Luckily the weather's not too bad. I think right now maybe 70, 75 tops degrees, so perfect hiking weather. Bob really was going at a fast pace. I was nervous. He was using those poles like there was no tomorrow. But eventually I got a little bit ahead. My beautiful shoes. Up 3 miles to go to Cottonwood, I think, for another water fill up. Okay, I don't see Bob or Sammy, so probably have a 4 or 5 minute lead. Okay, leaving Cottonwood, 7 miles to go to the North Rim, and now we go up.
And how do you go up? You run up. That's the way to go.
Here I am. Oh, hard.
Needless to say, I was running up. I was enjoying the scenery. North Rim is so beautiful. And if you have not done it, you should try. You would love it.
Okay, here's looking back down. Sure. Bob and Sammy are down there somewhere. Peloton is closing. Okay, finally I see that bridge. We sort of cross over and start crisscrossing up there, I think.
I crossed the same bridge about an hour later.
At least I'm up to the White Rock. Okay, somehow I made it here. Made it. And the car's still there. Beautiful. 6 hours, 45 minutes or so. Pretty good. So I rested, and Bob came up and stopped his watch.
I was just happy to finish the ordeal. It was tough. That night we checked into the hotel, cleaned up, took some photos, and had a wonderful leisurely dinner. And after dinner, we heard the vice presidential debate on the radio.
And the next morning, we were just going to rest the entire day, which we did. Just, again, another gorgeous day, gorgeous views. And we set out and just had a good time. But Bob was thinking. He was thinking the unthinkable. And that night, in the sun going down over the canyon, we had a drink, and he told us what he was thinking about. Hiking back. Rim to rim to rim. Go for it, Bob. So next morning, we got up and we drove him to the rim. Okay, Bob, you decided to hike back, rim to rim to rim. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm scared.
So as Bob headed off into the canyon, Sammy and I drove to the other side.
It wasn't a great day for hiking. You could see the clouds out there. When we were driving, it was pouring rain. We even saw lightning. I was worried.
And when we finally got to the other side and saw Bob coming up, we were really pleasantly surprised. Rim to rim to rim. Freezing weather, rain. We did it, rim to rim to rim.
And this is how we added another chapter to our all previous trips. What is next? Only time will tell.